Army never says empty words. Now, we do know that North Korea has threatened war many times in the past, but right now this is an especially sensitive time because of what has been unfolding beginning on August 4th when two South Korean soldiers were injured when landmines exploded. Landmines that the South says were planted there by the North, a claim the North denies. Then on August 10th, South Korea started broadcasting that propaganda across the border. On Saturday, North Korea threatened indiscriminate strikes. Then on Thursday, they sent a warning letter to South Korea. And then on Thursday afternoon, that's when both sides traded fire. North Korea apparently launching a rocket towards the South Korean propaganda speakers and missing. South Korea then firing back 36 artillery rounds. Today, Kim Jong-un saying that his army will mobilize, will be in a wartime state. And also today, South Korea warning to strike back if there's any provocation from the North. I visited the DMZ back in May. They have nearly more than 1 million troops in their standing army, 3/4 of them stationed near the border. The ambassador here saying that all of those troops are now along the demilitarized zone and they are ready to launch surprise attacks if that deadline isn't met. Back to you, Alison.
Okay, Will, thanks so much for all of that. South Korea vowing to strongly retaliate against provocations from the North. Will the South concede to the North's deadline to stop broadcasting by tomorrow morning? CNN's Kathy Novak is live near the demilitarized zone in South Korea. What do we know at this hour, Kathy?
Allison, South Korea is refusing to stop those propaganda broadcasts, and so it is preparing for a further escalation when that deadline hits tomorrow. This is exactly what the Defense Ministry is saying. It says South Korea will strongly retaliate if there is additional provocation from North Korea. South Korea not backing down. It says these propaganda speakers are in retaliation for those landmine attacks. Two South Korean soldiers badly injured. One lost part of both his legs, the other lost a foot. Now, if it seems strange to respond to landmines with speakers, remember, this is North Korea. This is a regime that tells its citizens what to believe. This is a place where saying anything bad about the leader is considered treason, and Pyongyang says it considers this act of psychological warfare on the part of South Korea an act of war. So Pyongyang is very angry about this. The other thing Pyongyang is very angry about is the joint military drills that are still going on between the United States and South Korea. Michaela?
All right, Kathy, thank you for that. Obviously, the U.S. is monitoring very closely all of this tension that's happening between the Koreas. Let's bring in CNN Pentagon correspondent Barbara Starr with that part of the story. Barbara.
Good morning, Michaela. The challenge at this hour for U.S. military intelligence is to figure out what is happening on the ground. Now, the U.S., of course, does not fly any planes over North Korea, but U.S. satellites can monitor all of this. They are going to be looking for signs, indeed, of North Korean troops shifting around, moving closer to the DMZ, but most importantly, any signs, any intelligence that North Korean troops are moving into any kind of combat-ready position. Are those artillery pieces pointed south? Are there all the logistics in place? Food, fuel, ammunition resupply, all the things that would keep the North Korean military able to pose a credible threat to the South. Now, North Korea keeps artillery pieces very close to South Korea. They can launch an attack at any time. They are masters at deception and mobility. These are all the things that the U.S. is going to be looking at, trying to parse out what is political war theater by the North and what is the military reality on the ground. Back to you guys.
Sounds like it's going to be a tense day at the Pentagon, Barbara. Thanks so much. Well, the Friday